Well, I'm thankful that he's sleeping, but that's just a horrible. He's kind of talking to himself in his sleep. Just almost can't take it seeing him. He's just in a hospital bed. Blankets up to his neck. Well, he's got a tablet going. He's got a barnyard on it because if I turn it off, he'll wake up. I'm gonna get some more sleep. Love you guys. See y'all later. God bless you. Another video from the car outside the hospital. Steph is in there with him. This was his first night after surgery. And he was not in pain. Oh no, not pain. Those tubes just bother him. They bother him. And the little nurse this morning said they're pretty flat. I thought when they lifted him last night and one of them was leaking. So they were going to change that pad. There's a pad, so it doesn't get his actual bed messed up. Oh, on a happy note, somebody turned my keys in. She pulled them out of the drawer this morning at that front desk. So that's wonderful. It's very wonderful. I almost cried right there standing in the middle of that room. I'm probably going to have so much pent up. At some point it's going to blow and I'm just going to boo-hoo and cry. I always say Lester and Jake cry about everything. And I'm not usually a crier. It's got to be pretty emotional for me to just start bawling. Katie was hard. This stuff with Levi's, anything with Levi's kind of hard on me. Oh my gosh, how rude was she? I'm already backed all the way up across here and she just walked right on back there, pushing a wheelchair. Nobody was in it though. Anyway, so he was just mad mostly because he wanted them tubes gone, and he understands the process. You can say, okay, what has to happen in this room? And he'll say, I have to get the poison out of my body. The tubes are taking the poison out of my body. He gets it. But he can't control that emotion that says just shut up about it. This is the way it is. He can't control that. So it's on repeat. It's like them DVDs and music that he listens to just over and over and over. And then the doctor, okay, so since he's been here, and I told you how I brought his night meds because I didn't know that, so I brought his night meds, but then when they asked, I said, well, they asked something about meds, and I said, well, I brought his night meds, and she said, oh, no, the nurse, she goes, we can't give anything from home. I said, well, there's prescriptions, and she said, no, but we have to give him the prescription from here, from our pharmacy. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know. So we have that Hilo app, and it has all of his meds from his doctor, and actually my doctor uses that same app. So I was able to pull that up, and we just went down the list of, no, he doesn't take this. This is as needed. This is this, but this, he takes this, and he takes this, and he takes. So they taken all that. So every night they were giving him his little 0.3. That's all it is, 0.3. It's not even a whole. It's a 0.3. Clonidine. That puts him to sleep so he gets some decent rest. Yes, it does. It is a blood pressure med, but it is prescribed. It does, because Levi he doesn't always have high blood pressure, but he can have some random high blood pressures. But The clonidine was prescribed to him back when he was a little boy, and it was like it was 0.1, and then you halved it at night, you know. And then he gradually to where he's at now. It's just at a 0.3. That's it. It's not a very big one. And I don't know. Maybe I'm not aware of just how strong a clonidine is. But I know that even at 0.3, he don't stay asleep all night long. He'll fall asleep. It'll make him fall asleep, but it won't keep him asleep. He don't get 8 hours. He probably gets about 4.5 or 5 total. And that's even with the clonidine, and I give him that other. Anyway, point is, that doctor comes in and he goes, and I thought it was because he just had all that stuff pumped into his body during surgery. And he said, well, we're not going to give him 0.3. I'm just going to give him 0.1. And I said, okay, but 0.1's not going to keep him asleep. And he goes, well, we don't want him to sleep. You know, I said, okay. So I get it. Let's not put too much stuff in him that's making him sleep. But he didn't sleep at all. He did not sleep. He'd do these little cat naps where they would be like literally 10 minutes. He'd fall asleep and his eyes would shut, and I think, oh, praise God. And I'd get all comfortable as I could get in that chair. It did recline back, but I'd get as comfortable as I could in it. I had gone out to the truck when I was looking for my key and all that mess, and I'd gotten my blanket out of the bag that I'd bagged it up in. This whole back seat is just full of everything that was in that room. So I got my purple blanket and put it down in a backpack and took it in. Anyways, I got all comfortable. And I'm not, because I don't fall asleep real fast. And I'm not taking a nighttime of my own. Like, even my over-the-counter little blue doc something, whatever, generic, whatever it is, I'm not taking that because I want to be awake enough that I can hear him or need to check on him or whatever. So without it, I can fall asleep. But I anyway. I had barely just settled in. I got down, I got the blanket pulled up. And I know y'all are at an angle, and I don't know if I can get you back. Maybe that did it. He was up. First it was find this on his tablet, then do this on this, and it was just a constant, there was no freedom. And then there would be, I gotta get over. That car was a barely moving car. He was just miserable. He was miserable, and I felt so sorry for him, but I was also getting frustrated with him. And I'm his mom, so I can get frustrated with him because he was understanding, but he wasn't. I just said it won't go down my words. I'm tired. He was understanding the concept of the fact that he has to let the poison drain out of those holes to get his body well. But he just couldn't let it go that he didn't want the tubes there. So it was just on repeat. And he hasn't shut up. Steph is there, and I had kind of got him quieted down a little bit because he said, sing to me. So I just started singing. I'd finish a song, and he wanted me to hold his hand. So I'd asked him, I said, are you hurting? Does it hurt where those tubes are? No, it doesn't hurt. They just bother me. They bother me. So, they said that they froze everything so he wouldn't have as much pain. I don't know any pain, but he has such a high pain tolerance that, like I said, that time he had that infection in his jaw, even these 2 earaches on both sides. I mean, he never complained about anything. So I don't know if the freeze is just it'll hurt but not much, or if the freeze means those nerves were frozen, and as they unfreeze, he's not going to, I don't know. I don't remember what the doctor said now about that specific situation. But he says that they don't hurt, they just bother him. And they look like they're kind of flat back there, because now coming out down the side of the bed and into those buckets, they're not flat. They're literally kind of maybe I think they might be about a 1/2 inch hose. Now I don't know if they're made flat at his back, because his back is not humped up where 3 pipes are coming out. It's not. So I don't know. Anyway, when I left, they were taking his catheter out so he could go ahead and go to the bathroom. And I told Steph, if I get back and they've moved him, because they're considering moving him even with the tubes, so he will still have tubes, but considering moving him to a room where he'll have a little bit more freedom, as long as his blood pressure's been good. And those vitals have to be a certain way for them to say okay, and I think they have. I think he's had like perfect vitals since yesterday when I went back there. So that doctor that said we're only going to give him that 1 milligram for night, or 0.1 for night, just decided that, because I told that nurse, I said he didn't sleep. I said he didn't shut down last night. I said he's had these little 10-minute cat naps off and on, but for the most part he was awake the whole night. And she said, well, so she went and they have those little group meetings in the morning. And then she came back and she said that she told him what I had said about he didn't sleep with that, and he said, well, they'll split it up. And I said, you mean like she was a 0.1 and a 0.2? And I said, well, maybe he should give him the 0.1. She said he was going to give him the 0.2. And I said, well, I wish he would give him the 0.1 now, because if he takes the 0.2 and he sleeps a whole lot, then we're back to the same thing. Tonight he's not going to want to go to sleep, and 0.1 won't put him to sleep. But 0.1 would give him some cat naps during the day. They're doctors, they know more than me, but I kind of think, the scale of that doesn't make sense to me. I don't want his daytimes and his night times mixed up, because some doctor kept him more asleep during the day than at night. And I need to sleep at night. If he sleeps at night, I sleep at night. I can't sleep during the day. I don't know. I can take a nap, but I don't sleep during the day. It is what it is. We've talked almost all the way home. I'm fixing to take the exit that will eventually put me into that little neighborhood and then across the street from the house. So I'm almost there. I will get some with Levi when I get back in, then I'll get y'all another video out. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, back in my car. He's fine. He's just got a nurse with him right now. He's watching a movie, sitting in his chair. He has peed, praise God, because since they took the catheter out earlier today, he had not peed. And that was a big thing, getting to pee, because to make sure that the bladder remembers what it's supposed to do. I'm on my way to getting some KFC. It seems to be. Now he ate, and he's back to eating very little. Remember, if y'all remember, I don't know how much I said, Mont said, but at the beginning when we first got here, even like the night that we were in the emergency room waiting, then we eventually got moved to that one little back emergency room. It was a bed with a table, and but it wasn't. Maybe it's for observation when people come in. I don't know what it's for. But that's where we were. And Tina brought him KFC, and he refused to eat it because he wasn't in a room. And he's still hooked on the room. They get him in a room. And I think the room represents to him a little bit more freedom. He can get up, he can go to the bathroom by himself, all these kind of things. So, like even right now, and where we're at now, for the nurses. They have to go out of the CV ICU wing, go down a corridor, not a very long one, but down, take a right, take a left, and then there's 2 bathrooms. And it's the waiting room for the CV ICU. That's the waiting room. And there's 2 bathrooms there. When that wing got restructured, there's a shower, which when I needed to pee and I seen where it said shower, I thought, oh good. I thought I was going to step in because the door was open, but it really is just a shower. There is absolutely no toilet. So they brought in the toilet chair, the little bucket thing underneath it. And when I took the catheter out, he said he had to pee, but that's at Beeley with the catheter. So he finally peed. Anyway, let me place this order. This wouldn't. But anyway, we're back at this thing right now where he's kind of having to be made to eat. He got out of that right toward the end, right before his surgery. He was back eating, everything. I was buying him the KFC because he was happy with it. And I was eating one piece and putting my other piece in his box, and he would eat it before bed. So I was kind of buying KFC at lunch, and then he was eating it for lunch and dinner. But today he wanted a Whopper, and it took him forever. We had to force him basically to eat with, you're not having this, and you're not going to have this, and I'm not going to get your tablet, and I'm not going to play this movie, I'm not going to give you these things that came in the mail. Everything we could tell him to coax him into eating this little junior Whopper. I mean, it was this big. So he's kind of back at that, kind of not really wanting to eat. And then they had taken the catheter out, so he hadn't peed, but he's peed now. So that was good. They want him to pee after what did she say? They like him to pee at least 400 something within so long of taking a cat. I think I'm remembering this right, what she said. Well, he's done 2. He's done 200 milligrams or cc's or whatever they're going by. He's done the 2. But so we got that. It's just he's just sicker, but guys, he's sicker than what we thought. And this stuff was not just clean it all out, because he is not a normal person. He will not spit it out. He will not suck it up, and he will not spit it out. He will not make that weird noise, get it up here and spit it out. He won't do it. So I could do it right now because I'm kind of in the zone of I could spit. There's not going to be no cars. There's pieces. People come in the evenings to visit their family, and then here I leave and need to come back, and there won't be a spot. I have to park 100 miles away. Anyway, so he still needs all the prayers. He still needs, no one stops, no one ceases, because, he had the surgery. Yes, it's better, but it's not, he's not healed completely yet. And, really need him. So, the other option was that, well, I don't know what one option was. I thought, when she said it to me, I thought, well, they're probably going to have me, like maybe take him to his doctor, you know, and we would sit there for 30 minutes while they run an IV. But I don't believe that's what's going to happen. She said something about they would teach me. They would put something. I just said port, but she said the nurse. When I thought when Steph said it, I was thinking, did she just say? I knew she said something different, but I'm wanting to back in. I'm in here forward, but I want to back into this spot. So I'm gonna back right here, and I'm gonna be kind of close to this car. But I need to give Steph room. Don't pay attention to me. I'm all over the place. I need to give Steph room to get she's gonna get some stuff out of the back seat in the morning. And I gotta get out of the car right now. Anyway, something about what they call it. I can't think what they called it. But basically kind of like a port, and they would teach me how to flush and give him his thing. So there's that. Did y'all just see that? You have witnessed my key is in my purse. Glasses on, up, and get inside. I'm going to take his hat in right now just so he'll have it, because he wanted me to bring it in early and I didn't. So continue to pray for him. And that's what I was saying a while ago. It's like I'm going to tell y'all this right now, and then tomorrow or the next day, they may come up with a whole new idea of what they want to do. So it kind of all depends on Levi, and it all depends on how well. But if he won't spit it out, I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they'll do. Anyway, I love you guys. God bless y'all. I'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Keep praying for him. Please keep praying for him.